I'm about to tell you the 5 reasons why canned fish is the best thing ever to have in your cupboard at all times. Always. Never be without it. So reason 1, it is really cheap. You can get a can of salmon or tuna, like a 5-ounce can, for sometimes as cheap as like 99 cents. But even when it's $1.99 or $2.99, if it's the good stuff, it's still pretty cheap ounce for ounce when you think about it compared to like chicken or some other protein. I kind of put tuna in the same category as like canned chickpeas and eggs as some of the cheapest protein you can get. So that's a really good reason to keep it on hand. Reason 2, it's really, really good for you. A lot of the kinds of fish that you find in cans are the smaller oily fish like sardines and anchovies, which are some of the best fish for you to eat because they have lots of good oils, omega-3s, and also they are smaller. So smaller fish are lower on the food chain and they're just more sustainable for the ocean. So that's great. Reason number 3, it's so convenient. You can have canned fish in your cupboard for years and it'll never go bad and it's always just there for you. You can whip up so many great dinners with it, super easy. You can make the thing that I made last week, which is the tuna and celery and white bean salad, which makes such a good hearty lunch. You can make something like tuna or salmon fish cakes, which are easily made by just taking some canned tuna or salmon, mixing them with an egg and some breadcrumbs and any flavorful things you want to add in. In this case, I used red chilies, fresh red chilies and green onion and a little bit of lemon zest, but you could add in spices like ginger, you could add turmeric and cumin and coriander. You can add pretty much anything, garlic and jazz them up however you like. And you can serve them with a simple dipping sauce or a little quick mayo or an aioli. You can also make things like this quick pasta. So this one is I used a bucatini pasta because I love how thick it is. And I just tossed it with oil-packed tuna and fresh garlic, tons of garlic. And I threw in some capers and some olives that happen to be stuffed with anchovies, which is my favorite. And I made a little breadcrumb topping, which was toasted breadcrumbs with some garlic and parsley. Throw a little bit of that into the pasta itself to kind of help make the sauce come together along with a splash of the pasta water. And it's just the simplest thing ever. It's so easy, it comes together so fast, and then top the whole thing off with more breadcrumbs. So quick dinners like that are some of the best ways to use canned fish. Another thing you can do with canned fish, and reason number 5 why it's so amazing, is that you can really entertain with it. Showing up to a friend's house with a fish platter, a canned fish extravaganza like the one I made here, is pretty darn cool if you ask me. I'm throwing together just now a cute little canned fish romantic dinner for 2, because what's more romantic than smelly, oily fish and garlic? So I have a little selection here and I'm just gonna basically put it on a platter for my beloved and I to sit and enjoy together. It's Saturday night, so I can't think of a better way to spend it. So I have this ventresca tuna, which I've actually always wanted to buy, and it's really hard to find, but I've heard it's really good. It's really expensive. So I just talked about how cheap it was. It's not always cheap, but sometimes it's worth it to get the good stuff. And I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm actually just gonna put the tins right on the platter because I kind of like the way they look and hope nobody cuts their fingers. I've also got these sardines in olive oil. I'm not gonna open all of this right now because there's only 2 of us and already we've had a lot of canned fish today. I'm also gonna throw in some Triscuits because I freaking love Triscuits. They're my favorite store-bought cracker. Just the plain ones. We've already cracked our beers, so it's a good start. A couple other kind of key things. I have some soft to medium boiled eggs. If you want to know how to boil your eggs perfectly every time, I have a video for that. You can go back and watch it. I'll link to it. Ooh, this is really soft. Look at these. Perfect. So this yolk can be basically like a little dunkable little dipping sauce. Then it's just a matter of gathering a bunch of pickly things. So I've got more of these anchovy stuffed olives, which I love so much. And I've got some other olives. These are Castelvetrano olives, which seem to be pretty popular right now. And what else? Pickled onions? Sure. Just raiding the fridge. This is where your fridge door finally gets to really shine. I made this aioli, which has some saffron in it, which is why it's bright yellow. But aioli is basically just mayo plus garlic. So if you want to learn how to make this, you could follow my mayo video, which is one of my earliest ones. I'm gonna just put a big blob right there. And then you just add a clove of garlic, and if you want, some saffron, because it makes it nice and colorful. And then the thing that I am most excited about is to just eat chips with these canned sardines. I'm so excited about it. These are salt and vinegar, which are probably gonna be really salty and vinegary, but I'm into it. I bet you some purists out there will say that plain chips are the only way to go, but I'm here to argue with them. I think that's it. Look at that spread. That's our canned fish extravaganza for the evening. No better way to spend a Saturday night than with a nice array, a cold beer, and a good friend, or something more. So go stock your cupboard with canned fish if you don't already have a bunch, and make some of these easy things. If you have a friend who you think needs convincing about the canned fish thing, send them my video. I'd love that. Thanks so much for tuning in today to learn about canned fish in all its glory. Until next time, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend, and happy dinner making. Salt and vinegar chips dipped in egg yolk. Are you kidding me?